Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got 3 replays for you in the Entry Era 2 Western Alliance Tech Tree Medium Tank, the AMX 30b. The AMX 30b 66, that is. So this is the AMX 30b 66, or just the AMX 30b, and it's the Entry Era 2 tank for this French Cold War line. And when I came into this, I thought the Entry Era 2 tanks that I've played so far, and I mean, to be fair, my experience is fairly limited in terms of grinding the tech trees, hasn't been too great. And that is that the M60 wasn't that fun to play. And realistically, these are the only 2 I've done, right? That is, the M60 wasn't that fun to play, and I don't like the Centurion 9. I just feel like I'm under-equipped every single time I play it. And, yeah, I was thinking, I'm going to get to this tank and I'm not going to enjoy it. The one thing about this tank is that it is pretty much like the AMX 30b2, the 4AD. If you've played the 4AD, I'm pretty sure you'll know exactly how all 3 of these Era 2 tanks will play. Because you're basically playing the exact same tank near enough all the way through. And I should have expected this, really, because you know the 30b2 is just a different variation of the 30b. And that meant I should have realised, yeah, I'm going to enjoy this tank. And I have. I've thoroughly enjoyed the 30b66 because it feels very, very capable. It's got good mobility. It's got absolutely no armour, but, you know, that's a thing of all the ones that I've played so far, Era 2 Entry Era tanks. The gun's pretty reliable. And, you know, you get pretty decent pen off the bat. The only downside is that you only have 2 rounds. Just like the AMX 30A before it, you have heat and HE. The heat rounds have 400 pen, though. So 400 pen heat, which means that you can pen most things you're going to face. The only problem is you only have heat. So when you come against things like the FV4211s at this tier and stuff like that, it's not going to go very well for you whatsoever. You're going to really struggle against 4211s. I mean, you can pen them in the lower plate if you aim low enough, and you can pen them in the ass. But if you get in their sides and stuff, that's going to be really, really hit and miss. But you do get this 20mm autocannon, which is absolutely brutal. And Michael Wills, I'm so sorry for this, by the way. And you messaged me after this game. I'm so sorry. But this is what this 20mm autocannon can do, just like it can on the 4AD. You can just absolutely trounce people's hit points so quickly. And it's such a strong asset for the tank that makes it so fun to play, just like the 4AD. It means that if you get YOLO by anything that's got ATGMs and has no armor, you're going to also have a field day with them, because they may pen you for like 1,000, but you're going to machine gun all of their hit points away and have a laugh. Lastly, the only real downside that I found so far to playing this tank is the heat, and having to face up tanks like T-72AVs and 4211s and things like that have a lot of spaced armor where you start to struggle and just the rounds keep getting absorbed. But apart from that, it's been a lot of fun to play through this grind so far. I mean, I've not fully finished the grind yet. I've not unlocked the next tank yet, as I'm recording this video, but I've had a lot of fun with it, and I can't wait to carry on. The only downside to the Era 2 grinds for me generally is the fact that I'm going to play the AMX 30b2 next, and that's basically this tank, but ever so slightly better in terms of stats, just hit points and stats and overall performance. And we've got to do that for like 600,000 XP or something like that. That's my only downside to Era 2 in general when you're grinding these lines, is the fact that you're basically playing the same tank for like 700,000 XP. It just gets ever so slightly, very minutely better as you go along. But this 20mm autocannon of doom is amazing to play anyway, especially when you play stuff like the 4AD. It's hilarious, and you can get so many memes with it. So in terms of a crew on this tank, I run exactly the same as I run on the 4AD. So I run Born Leader, Rapid Reload, Sixth Sense, Situational Awareness, Trap Mechanic, Steady Aim, Run and Gun, Clutch Braking, and Off-Road Driving. Off-Road Driving to just make sure that the ground resistances don't affect the top speed as much as possible. So basically I can hit my top speed if I want to. It's a bit overkill, really. You may not have to run that, to be honest. You can run something like Rapid Aim instead to make the touch reverse better if you wanted, or Snapshot to make the gun performance better if you feel it's not good enough, etc. But then also, like I say, Clutch Braking to make the touch reverse better, and all the other perks are generally what I would take, like the gun perks, to make the gun better with the Steady Aim and the Run and Gun. In terms of equipment, I run the Advanced Loader, Vertical Stabilizers, and Traction System to make sure I can go at 71 kilometers an hour with the traction system, have the best gun I can possibly have with the vertical stabilizers, and as best DPM as I can get with the loader. And as you can see in this first game on Kaunas, we've managed to get 7.2k damage, 654 assistance, and we had no hope of doing anything to that 4211 there. We were just machine gunning him with hope, making him fear the you know, that's what we do. I finished the game with 5 kills, 7.2k damage, 658 assistance, the ace tanker, 1655 base XP. A really nice game for the AMX 30b in Era 2, and it's been a pretty damn nice start so far. And we're into the second game. And the second game, we are on this map, which is Siegfried Line. And we're on the weird spawns of Siegfried Line for Cold War, because we've spawned in a position where we're going to be able to see everybody. We're going to be able to see everybody off the bat. And it's always weird to me that they included this encounter spawn in Cold War. It just shouldn't exist, because you can see everyone leaving the spawn from both sides. It never makes any sense to me that this exists, but hey-ho. So you can see we're trying to get some shots into this M60A1 as he's crossing, because he's been a little bit too slow to get going. And I used the machine gun because I wanted to track him. And that is exactly what we managed to do the first time. He's just getting away. I should have shot him with the heat, though, a minute ago. We do get a shot into his side, and it actually tracked him, and he gets shut down. An ATGM flew past us there, which is fortunate it doesn't go anywhere near us. And yeah, we managed to dodge that 1,000 hit points. But that's where the machine gun is nice, right? Because you can just machine gun people, track them in place, and then absolutely screw them over. So as you can see, we shot at that MX-30 and SS-11 there. I could not see that Bradley because he was in bushes. I shot at the 13 SS-11, and I ended up hitting the Bradley. He popped smoke immediately, though, so we couldn't quite get the machine gun in on target to start wrecking them. And now we're just looking for the shots at the guys behind this little bunker. And we get a nice shot into the Magak 6B GAL there. Now this is one that, this is where the heat is a little bit weird, right? Because I expect with heat, and nice shooting, bro. I expect with the heat shooting at that Magak 6B GAL that because of the amount of spaced armor on his front, I'm going to really struggle to pen him, and I'm going to keep getting the shots absorbed. But it just doesn't seem to happen. You can see he's poking out again, and I'm thinking, how much of him can I actually see here? How much is round this bunker? So we poke out a little bit more to see if we can see it, and we fire and hit the bunker. I just end up popping some shots with the autocannon to see if I could track him, but once again, it doesn't happen. Because the autocannon is definitely an asset for tracking if you can. We try and get a shot into the top of the turret of the 6BJL, but it doesn't quite go anywhere near where we're aiming. We're still looking for the shot, though, to shut down the 1A3, which we get in, and there goes that Leopard. Now there's another Leopard directly in front of us. It's like, okay then, sir. We shut down the Leopard 1A3 in front of us, too. Very friendly of him to just drive out in front of our gun. And I'm looking for shots at this Magak, and I think, you know what? Okay, it's time. We're moving up. We're just going to look at the ridge line in front because that's where people like to set up, and you never know if there's an ATGM over there. That wouldn't be a good time. Looking for a shot there at the Magak, but can't see it. We do get spotted and detected, though, and that makes me go, okay, there's definitely something somewhere. So I'm going to keep my eye out. And we're just, there we go, we see the ATGM flying. There's the Bradley. We get a shot into the Bradley there. We're just going to start launching some machine gun volleys at him. Unfortunately, nothing actually hit him. We try and get a shot into that Magak, because that Magak is really the thing that's stopping me progressing at the minute. He's the only thing in the field. So if we can get rid of this Magak, fantastic times. We get a nice shot through him there. We're up to 4.2k damage with 2.2k assist. And we're just looking for that shot into the Magak. But we do have to be careful because of that Bradley, but the Bradley ends up getting counter ATGM by an M60A2. And, right, now is the time. Now we know that that Bradley's gone and that Bradley ain't going to be launching shells at us. We managed to pen the Magak 6B and then shut him down. Now we know that that Bradley wasn't back there to launch ATGMs at us. We can actually know we're going to move forward. And here we poke forward and end up spotting the VT2, a T72M1, and I think a 4AD or another AMX 30, something like that. And we're just going to look for some shots, and clearly that VT2 hadn't quite realised we were here. We get a nice shot through his side. We are getting assistance on these guys as they're getting hit up, though, which is nice. And they've now fallen into a position where they are fairly hulled down. Oh, that was a big hit on that VT2. Was it? No? Yeah, I think it was. 1,000 hit points on that VT2 with the ATGM. We didn't get that assistance, though, so sad times. But we're now going to move over and get into a better position to try and shoot these guys. So we're getting hulled down over here. And this is, again, the T72M1 is one where firing heat at this thing is going to be a pain in the ass. We shoot it in the side of the turret with 400 pen, nothing. Shoot it in the upper plate with 400 pen. If I was throwing APCR, that would have gone in, nothing. So we're going to aim for the lower plate, and it finally goes in, and we shut down that T72M1. Now we've got some shots into this VT2. That looked like it went really low, so we get fairly fortunate that pens him. We're going to poke back over again, slap another shot through his upper plate. We get a little bit machine gunned by the forad, just waiting for the reload. And I'm going to try and poke over a little bit smarter now to shut down this VT2 if I can. Just trying to maneuver the gun depression as and where it will give it me. And there we go. We shut down the VT2. We're now just going to use our machine gun to shoot the back of the forad's turret. And as you can see, we end up managing to shut down the forad with our machine gun, securing that top gun. And we finished the game with a really nice total finish with the epic victory. 6 kills, 7.3k damage, 3.1k assistance. The ace tanker top gun, the eagle eye for damaging tanks on 3 or more tanks unspotted, and I think doing the most unspotted damage or something like that. And we finished, like I say, with that, what, 10k combined, 1872 base XP. Really nice ace tanker for the 30b there. And we're on to the third and final replay in this video. And we're on to the map that is called Fredvang. And yeah, the one thing that I did forget to mention that all three of these replays lack is the top gun. I actually haven't got the top gun yet. I think I'm only about 2k XP away from it or something like that. So these are all with stock guns. So, I mean, the top gun is basically the exact same as the stock gun. It's pretty much the same. You gain 0.2 extra rounds per minute rate of fire. And you gain 0.1 accuracy. That's all. The stock gun is basically the top gun, but you just... Yeah, it's ever, again, like the grinds tend to be in Era 2, it's ever so slightly worse. So, it's on the whole, from stock, it's a pretty damn nice grind, this AMX 30b. And as you can see on Fredvang so far, we're up to 974... damage, make that 1400 damage, and we're just keeping piling in the shots to this T62, and we're making this T62 regret life. We end up getting spotted and detected, and I'm thinking, okay, what is it? I'm looking into the distance to see if I can find it, and my spidey sensors were tingling. I was thinking, there's something going to be launching an ATGM at me, and I should have listened to my spidey sensors and pulled back. And unfortunately, we lose 1,000 hit points to that M60A2 right at the start of the game, which is not a good time. Now this Magak 3 is in a really awkward position. We're fortunate that he ends up only tracking us, but with 400 pen, we're going to just butcher this poor Magak's armor because the Magak 3 is just an M48 pattern. And there goes the Magak. We're up to 3.3k damage so far with 256 assistance. Just keep my eye out again for that M60A2 because it would be a bad time if that M60A2 decided your hit points are going to melt again. No, that would be not a good time. We're going to poke out and see if we can get a shot now at the Mobat or the M60, and I was thinking, oh, he's pulled back, I don't need to worry, I'm just going to drive forward. And just as I stopped looking, the Mobat actually drove around and shot us in the side, which damaged our Armour rack, which is one thing that does happen a little bit with this tank, is the Armour rack tends to get damaged a fair bit, so just beware of that. We try and get shot into the M60A2, but unfortunately that shot goes nowhere near. But we are lighting him up, so we are getting a bit of assistance on him. And because our ammo rack is damaged, we just can't get the reload in time to shut that guy down. But we're now going to charge after this AMX 30b to the forad. We're going to go after the forad and this Mobat, see if we can do some real damage. Unfortunately, we only do track damage. We get the machine gun. What a yoink that is. Absolutely yoinked that kill there on that 30b2 with the machine gun. And now we're going in on the Mobat. We pop a shot into his side, and I'm thinking, okay, is my machine gun going to do anything to his side? No? Okay, well, we've got his rear. Let's shut down the Mobat with some shots into the rear. We switch back to the main gun, fire that into the AV. We really should be reloading the 20mm cannon there. We do actually do that. Get another shot through the AV there. What was I talking about? Trouble penning AVs? Huh. I can pen those easily, apparently. Trust me, I've had many shots bounce on AVs that I go, what? Really? We're now up behind this T72M1 and this M60. So I'm just going to start launching the machine gun into the back of this M60 because it's satisfying. Realistically, I should have used the main cannon as well. But we do shut down the M60 with that 20mm auto cannon. Now we get shot by this T72M1 and I'm like, oh god, he's going to kill me. But thankfully, he gets shot in the front and he just decides, you know what, okay, I'm ignoring you. And that's where I kind of wish I'd reloaded the autocannon, because we'd have been able to launch more shells into that T-72M1. But hey, well, we actually have shots at the cap from over here as well, which we're going to try and get some shots into reset. We get a nice shot into that Mobat that we can see in the distance. There's also something else moving in there. I think it's a WZ-122 by the looks of it. Yeah, it looks like a WZ-122. We pop a shot at him, and it hits him, and then he does track damage. Again, if that was APCR, it would have penned. And we're just trying to get the shell to aim again, and once again, we hit him in the tracks. Probably would have penned with APCR. Well, actually, no, that one looked like it might have just hit the tracks as opposed to penning it. So unfortunately, we can't quite get the shell in to kill that WZ-122. I was thinking, I just want my top gun. And unfortunately, we bounced off the Leopard 1 as well with our 400 pen. So I just machine gunned that Leopard 1 to keep him tracked and pinned there. And now there's an FV4211. We're just trying to machine gun him to track him in place, but it didn't quite happen. We wouldn't have reloaded the main cannon in time. Just looking for another shot into this Mobat, but it's not quite happening. And unfortunately, we can't secure the top gun. But we do finish the game with a really nice total again for this 30B. End of an era. Well, the end of an era? No, the start of the era 2 grind. 5 kills, 8.2k damage, ace tank at the high caliber, 1790 base XP, 2k assist, so 10k combined. Again, a really nice game for the start of the era tank, which so far has been an absolutely solid grind. And this grind so far has been comfortable. If you played the 4-ad, you'll know exactly what this tank's about, same as this whole era, to be fair. So as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.
A great success.